Okay, this video is on how to kill camel crickets using basic household ingredients. And if you wonder what camel crickets are, they're these guys right here. Some fun facts: they love dark, damp spaces like basements and crawl spaces. They'll eat almost anything. They don't chirp, but their poop, their frass, little black speckles is going to be everywhere. The social behavior, they behave like cockroaches. Our poison works because they are insects. Therefore, boric acid ruins their digestive tracts and dehydrates them. They are cannibals. They will eat each other once they die, giving them more poison. And they are also coprophagous. In other words, they will eat each other's poop, which means they're going to get even more poison. So you got to kill the whole colony. You can't put out glue traps. You can't try to vacuum up with the vacuum cleaner. You have to treat them as a single entity, a single organism. This recipe I found in the Seattle Times in 2012. It was published by, or contributed by Dwight Barnett. This is the only recipe I found other than going to someone with pest control. And the ingredients required are 8 ounces of boric acid, half cup of flour, cup of sugar, 1 small onion chopped, 1/4 cup of bacon grease, and a small amount of water to hold the mixture together. I want to preface this by saying I did this myself about 6 years ago, and I had thousands and thousands of crickets in a crawl space. I couldn't get rid of them no matter what I tried to do, and they haven't come back since. So we're going to get right down to it. I have the ingredients here. I have the onion. I have actually, I use the 20 Mule Team Borax, which is for laundry. I think boric acid actually comes, they make boric acid, but I think boric acid actually comes for this. But I actually used borax and it worked just fine. So that's up to you whether you want to go buy the boric acid or just use borax if you have it around. We have the sugar, we have the flour, we have our bacon grease, and we have our water. So let's mix that together. So here's the final result. This is a quarter of this batch, and you can see how much it makes. This is a pizza tray. And what I usually do is I spoon them into kind of cookie dough size. And I don't have any aluminum foil, but what I'd usually do is I'd put each one of these on its own section of aluminum foil. And then I would place them in the location where I want to remove the crickets from. Okay, and just to leave you with a few last pointers, I would check back a couple days later. The crickets should be all over the bait. They will literally eat anything. So you should just see them swarming all over this when you go down and check. The die-off can take quite a while. It's not instantaneous. What you're going to notice first is you're going to notice that there's fewer big crickets. That the population gets smaller in terms of like the size of the crickets. And eventually as the weeks go on, you'll just see fewer and fewer of them. And in my case, the whole colony just disappeared. Eventually there was just a few crickets left and even they disappeared. The bait, I've had the bait last for years down there. So it shouldn't dry out unless the space is dry, which probably isn't the case because if it was a dry space, you probably wouldn't have many crickets in the first place. And as a pro tip, you should fix the original moisture problem